Thank you for watching this Corn Belt regional forecast for Friday, February 14th. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, Mother Nature has a cold heart on this Valentine's Day. Temperatures across the upper and mid Mississippi Valley below zero this morning across parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, even into portions of central Illinois and central Indiana. Here where our office is located in central Illinois, we've got a temperature of -5 right now and a wind chill of 20 below with those northwest winds gusty across parts of the central and eastern Corn Belt. As such, we do have a wind chill advisory across a large area, basically the area I just highlighted, parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, into the mid-Mississippi Valley. Now, as we look at the satellite picture here, we're looking at infrared satellite. The sun has not yet risen on this Friday morning, so when we look at the infrared satellite, we're looking at the temperatures of the cloud tops here. And again, you can see the storm system departing right now, the cloud cover associated with that. What you're seeing across the upper Midwest, I'm highlighting the same region over and over here. The dark purple, pink, even some blue and green shading you're seeing there is the very cold air mass locked over the region and the snow cover over that region. So especially right here, you're seeing this fresh corridor of snow from parts of Kansas across Missouri into Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana. This is the snow that just fell over the last few days, and then a very thick snowpack on the ground here across parts of North Dakota and South Dakota into Minnesota and Wisconsin. So we're looking for clouds, but we're seeing a very cold air mass right now as we again see some of the coldest air in parts of the mid-Mississippi Valley that we've seen since way back in November. If we look at the radar picture here, we are quiet, high pressure settling into the region, so a quiet but cold day across the central part of the country. Again, looking at those temperatures below zero, but the good news here is it does not last long. Looking at the wind chill temperatures, anywhere from 20 to 35 degrees below zero across parts of the upper Midwest and even across central Illinois and central Indiana. Seeing those wind chills around 15 degrees below zero. Now, the good news here, we are warming up quickly. If we look at the 24-hour temperature change, so each location here, how much warmer or colder are we than 24 hours ago? Well, if we look at Illinois and Indiana right now, we are feeling the biggest change, 20 to 30 degrees, 32 degrees cooler than it was at this time yesterday morning. But if you look back toward the northwest where this air mass originated, the Dakotas, parts of Minnesota, Nebraska, already 20 to 30 degrees warmer than it was 24 hours ago yesterday. So this cold air mass that's situated right now over the Midwest, coming out of the Canadian prairies across the northern plains, but making its way out rather quickly. That means this fresh snowpack across parts of the central plains into the eastern Corn Belt probably not going to be lasting long as we quickly warm back up into the 30s and 40s over the next several days. We'll make quick work of that snowpack here, again, from the central plains into the eastern Corn Belt. The upper Midwest. That's a bit more of a substantial snowpack, not talking about melting that in any sort of rapid fashion. Now, as we just quickly look at the next 3 days with our high-resolution NAM model, we've got a quiet forecast here. A little storm system making its way across the prairie, dragging a front along with it. That's going to bring a chance for some light snow flurries across parts of the upper Midwest. We'll go ahead and jump back and look at the timing on that, making its way across the northern plains here. As we head through Friday afternoon, Friday evening, maybe a chance for some snow flurries across North Dakota into northern Minnesota, heading into the overnight, and then Saturday morning, and then making its way out here Saturday afternoon. So really, across areas north of this line, maybe a chance for some light snow flurries, traced to a light coating over the next 24 to 48 hours. Elsewhere, quiet as we head through the weekend. Now, as we look at the jet stream, this is the trough that's made its way through here, bringing the snow, the colder temperatures to the region. But here we have a ridge that's already settling into portions of the Corn Belt here, and that's what's bringing the warmer temperatures, or the quick warm-up, at least back to seasonally appropriate levels as we head into the weekend. Now, as we head into Monday, this is when we see our next trough begin to develop. You see the trough right here and the very strong jet stream winds associated with that. That's going to bring our next chance for some precipitation to the region. But as we head beyond that, Wednesday into Thursday, getting into the middle part of the week, now we've got upper level convergence. What I mean by that is we've got the winds that are coming together here across the central part of the country. And when we see upper level winds colliding like this, that forces air downward. We see sinking motion within the atmosphere, and that leads to quiet weather across the central U.S. As we head even beyond that, looking into Thursday and Friday of next week, we see kind of zonal flow in the subtropical jet stream and across the Canadian prairie here. So quiet weather expected to continue even into mid to late next week. Makes sense then when we look at the 10-day precipitation anomaly forecast, seeing again the zonal flow overall as we get into next week across the prairie, zonal flow across the southern U.S. here with the subtropical jet. And that makes sense then. We'll look at a drier 10 days overall. Now, the exception, of course, remember, we do have that storm system as we get into Monday across parts of the central and eastern Corn Belt. And we'll talk about that. But overall, looking at a rather quiet 10-day stretch across the Corn Belt, which is kind of good news for a lot of us. So let's look at the precipitation forecast from the European model. Again, high pressure as we get the day started on Friday, keeping things cold and quiet across much of the Corn Belt. We'll go ahead and head back here to Friday. Again, watching that little front that extends across parts of the upper Midwest, bringing maybe some flurries to northern regions as we head through Friday into Saturday. Quiet Sunday, and then we start to watch our next storm system begin to develop. So on Sunday, looking for mostly quiet weather, maybe a couple snow flurries across the Dakotas. Otherwise quiet until we head into Monday, seeing rain develop now on the warm side of the storm system across parts of Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois. Maybe some snow on the north side there. Unclear right now as far as what kind of accumulation we're going to be seeing. Does look like if there's going to be any, it'll be in this corridor here, parts of Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, with rain off to the south. This makes its way out here by Wednesday. This is not a storm system that's going to sit over the region for any kind of prolonged time. Again, I don't think it's going to produce any significant snow. Certainly, a moderate snow of 4 to 6 inches possible on the north side, but I'm not seeing any, 1 foot plus blizzard conditions at this point. And then again, not looking at anything in the way of, real flooding rains across the mid-Mississippi Valley, but any rain down here is going to be bad news across parts of the Ohio River Valley. So good news that we do dry out on the backside of that. Again, the subtropical jet going to stay rather zonal in this region, so perhaps rain lingering across parts of the Gulf Coast. But as we look at the Corn Belt as a whole, we're looking at that chance of very light snow flurries here across the northern plains and the upper Midwest. Otherwise, it's really just this Monday storm system that we have to talk about. So the European ensemble model, the next 10 days of precipitation, this is an ensemble forecast, so it does smooth things out just a bit. But as we look at the storm system here that's going to make its way in on Monday, just talking about maybe upwards of a half an inch across parts of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, the heaviest precipitation well off to the south across parts of the southern U.S. And again, as we look at the temperatures, our temperature anomalies right now, how far above or below average we are. Of course, that cold air locked in across the mid in upper Mississippi Valley right now, but we'll watch that quickly warm as we head into the weekend. A shot of cooler air on the backside of our Monday storm system, but it too is both not as intense as this current little Arctic outbreak that we're seeing, but it does not last very long either. It quickly, by the time we get to the end of next week, right back to warmer than average conditions. So a bit of a roller coaster ride. We've got the cool shot right now. We'll quickly warm back up over the weekend. Another shot of cooler air across the Corn Belt as we get into Monday and Tuesday of next week, but then warming back up Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's finish with the look at the high temperatures for the next few days here across the Corn Belt. Rather cold for the day on Friday, but quickly warming back up. Look at the difference here, especially across parts of Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana, from the teens today to the mid-30s tomorrow, into the 40s on Sunday, and even beyond that on Monday. A little shot of cooler air comes in on Tuesday and Wednesday, but we quickly begin to warm back up into late next week, already back into the 40s across a widespread region by next Friday. The low temperatures of the next few days, waking up tomorrow morning much better than we are this morning. Temperatures in the teens where they were below zero today, warming up even more as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Here comes that shot of cooler air early to midweek, which quickly begins to recede once again as we head into Thursday and Friday of next week. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend.